Hey, welcome to Calgary Basement Sessions. I'm Ben Price.
And I'm Ben Montgomery.
And today we're talking to Northern Quarter. Northern Quarter formed in May 2017 and have been successfully working as a cover band, blending modern contemporary pop favorites with old school jazz and blues vibes, playing most of the venues in Bow Valley as well as Calgary, Fernie, Revelstoke, all the while writing and recording original songs. This creative effort has resulted in their debut EP, Cold Dark Night, which was nominated at this year's YYC Music Awards. The 6-track EP demonstrates the band's eclectic tastes and influences, from folk rock to indie to contemporary pop, all underpinned by the beautifully smooth vocal talent of singer-songwriter Carrie Hunter, an established artist in her own right. A strong rhythm section held down by husband and wife team Dave and Wendy complement the intricate and melodic guitars of Carlos. Lyrically, their songs range from stories of love and loss, friendship, camaraderie, travel, freedom, and optimism.
Hi guys, how you doing?
Hey, really good.
Great!
Awesome. How's your day going so far?
I actually am having a great time. I don't know, I woke up full of beans today.
Look at Philippine.
Full of something.
Are you English? Are you both English, yeah?
Yeah.
Me and Wendy are English, yeah.
Really?
So
Where-
is Ben.
Oh, no, I'm not. I'm sorry. No. Where in England are you from?
Manchester.
Manchester. Oh,
Yeah,
Man
great
United.
to see you.
Man United. Fairgate all the way. Man United.
Fair enough. Yeah, I'll give you that. I'm not a Man United supporter though.
Are you not?
And you?
I'm a Man United supporter and a Celtic supporter.
I think
Fair
you-
enough.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Are you a Man City? Are you a Man City supporter? What football team?
No, we're Bolton Wanderers.
Bolton Wanderers. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, we're from Bolton originally.
Ah, I see. Nice.
But we lived in Manchester for what 20 years before
Yeah,
we
it's
came
like
out
20
here.
years. Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. When did you come out here?
It was 2009. We
2009.
moved to New Brunswick on the east coast, and then moved out here 2013.
Yeah.
Yeah, I moved to Alberta 2013. So it's 11 years this year, actually, isn't it?
Yeah.
11 years. Yeah.
Wow. I've been here for 8 months, 9 months.
Right.
Yeah, so I'm brand
Okay.
new.
Yep.
He's been here long enough.
So the band started in 2017. Who started the band?
So me, Wendy, and Carlos have been in bands together since I want to say 2015, 14,
14.
2014.
2014.
So we've been in. This is the third lineup when we've had 6 different names.
Oh wow.
Every single time we formed a band, and we've committed to a name, and then about 2 weeks later we've decided
That's no good.
that name's crap, and we changed it. So and that's happened with 3 different lineups. So me, Wendy, and Carlos have been in 3 different bands, and just basically lead singers have come and gone. So in 2017 we were looking for a lead singer, and we actually went to an open mic being hosted by a former lead singer of ours, Phil Nugent, and Kerry was at that open mic. We've been doing this for a while. I like to call it kind of secret auditions. So when we're desperate for a singer, we'd go along to open mics and just look for any talent and see what it was like, see if anyone was any good, and then approach them afterwards. So there's this one night, Kerry was playing, and Carlos was actually watching on a stream because Phil used to live stream his open mics on Facebook.
All right. Okay.
So me and Wendy were already there. Carlos was watching on Facebook, and she got up and sang "Fever" by Peggy Lee, and I was impressed by that. And then she sang "Sink Florida Sink" by Against Me, which Carlos already knew because Carlos plays that in another band. So me and Carlos and Wendy had a chat afterwards and said she's really, really good. Shall we approach her? And nobody agreed, and it went from there.
Wow.
And we even put "Fever" and Sink Florida Sink into the set as well.
That's fantastic. That's great. So, Kerry, do you still do your own shows, or do you just do this band full time?
Yeah, so I do solo acoustic shows as well. There's some songs that kind of bleed over between band and what I do solo. And then a lot of the songs that the original songs we play as a band are my original songs. So it's kind of funny to see how different those songs sound when I play by myself in like a more kind of like, laid back setting. And then when you go to something like Search for Freedom with the full band and the, that kind of like drum and bass drum beat and all that, it's pretty interesting with the two sides of it.
That's awesome. So have you got your own like sort of like EP or album out? Or have you released anything of your own?
No, I've never released any of my own music. I was when I moved to Canmore about 3.5 years ago, I was playing shows pretty regularly in Fort McMurray where I grew up, but never made that leap to start recording or anything like that. So being with Northern Quarter is sort of my first experience with. Well, I have done some like backing vocals for a couple of my friends' bands in Fort McMurray, so a little bit of experience recording, but I've never actually like sat down and done a solo project by myself.
Nice, that's awesome. And and Carlos, you play in another band, is that right?
Yep.
Yeah, and what's that other band?
I just play the bass. It's currently doesn't have a name as well. So, because obviously we got a new member, so we just decided to rebrand it. So yeah, we're kind of looking for a name, but also obviously with this whole situation,
Yes.
we're not in a big rush because obviously there's no gig lined up or anything like that. So we might just practice again for the first time in our life and see how it goes.
Nice, that's awesome. That's fantastic. So what kind of music is it? Is it covers or is it original stuff?
It's all covers. We don't really have any original yet that we're working on with the other bands just yet. Yeah.
Awesome. So you guys as a band, Northern Quarter, started off with covers and then you went on to sort of write original music. Is that right? Yeah.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
So have you guys done like any like corporate events or anything like that, like weddings, functions?
We did the Paranordic World Cup came to Canmore about 3 years ago. 3 years ago, and we got asked to do that as a corporate gig.
Wow.
And that's one of my favourite gigs actually, because obviously there was an awful lot of handicapped people there, and so many people were just wheeling around the dance floor because they're all athletic and they're all athletes as well.
Yeah.
So they had so much energy,
That's fantastic.
and just to be on stage and seeing people just really wheeling around dancing to our music was fantastic. It was great. It was one of my favourites. That it really
Yeah, it
was.
was great.
That's incredible. Yeah. Like I played in a wedding band back home, and we have some crazy stories, crazy wedding band stories. Like weddings in Scotland are nuts,
No, I can imagine.
Oh.
I've seen videos.
Yeah.
He knows.
Yeah, he knows. Yeah. Oh God. But like wedding and corporate events are so much fun because people are there for a party, and
Oh, yeah.
it's really really good fun. That's fantastic. Yeah, Benton does some corporate stuff.
That's mostly all I do. I do a lot every winter, November to February is all corporate work
Right.
for me. So
Yeah.
I love a good corporate show.
Yeah, they can be fun. They can be well paid.
Yeah.
you know.
Oh, yeah. The pay is great, but sometimes they can be pretty stuffy too. A band,
Yeah.
especially for a magician, a band it's a lot easier to get the crowd involved. But when everyone's seated, listening to you talk, doing tricks, it's sometimes a bit different vibe in the room. So
Yeah.
We had an incredibly stuffy one that I wasn't expecting. I won't say where, but it was a ski resort on New Year's Eve,
Oh,
and you were thinking, oh, this will be just amazing.
yeah.
And everybody kind of left by about 9:30, 10 o'clock.
Wow.
the whole place cleared out because they all had kids, so they
Yeah.
all wanted to get to bed to go skiing with the kids the next day.
Huh.
It was terrible.
So by midnight,
It was
there was
terrible.
like about 5 people there.
Yeah, we actually stopped playing before midnight. We just gave up because there were only 5 people left.
Oh,
Really?
no.
That's funny you should say that because I've got a similar story like that with my wedding band. We were playing in Glasgow at the Hilton Hotel, and it was 2 Glasgow University students that were getting married, and they were from a different country. I can't remember what country, but they couldn't afford their parents to fly over to their wedding and stuff. So it was all their lecturers from the university there, and we played the first dance. We played maybe 3 or 4 songs, and then everyone left because it was a weeknight and they had to work the next morning.
Oh,
It felt so bad. It was awful. We're like, we can play for an extra 2 hours if you want. That's no problem. They're like, no, it's okay. Everyone's gone.
Maybe it was your
A
fault.
weekday wedding, it's always a good idea.
Yeah. So a couple of your songs have been used in some alternate sources of media, TV and a video game. How did you get involved in that? What was that like?
Oh, well, the TV show, we're still waiting for that to get broadcast, and
Yeah.
I've got the oddest feeling that's never going to happen. It was an
One of those
incredible
things.
experience. It really, really was fun. The premise was going to be there was a TV channel called Vintage TV, and they kind of went out of business, and then they were coming back up and rebranding themselves as Channel M,
Okay.
and they'd agreed with this media company to have a whole load of TV shows based on upcoming Alberta artists. I can't remember how many were there 15?
I thought it was more than that. It was like 20.
27.
20 or something. So there were some really, really good names in there. It was quite humbling company to be in some cases. I don't like to judge Facebook likes by success, but the guys we were with had like 2,000, 3,000 Facebook likes, and we were coming in at that time with about 200. So, and every single act had 3,000 likes at minimum. So I was kind of like somewhat daunted by this. But it was fantastic. It was such a good day. We felt like rock stars then, didn't we, that day? It's,
Yeah, for one day.
we had
Just
our
one day.
agenda and our, go here for makeup and then interviews and then off to the venue and the footage was fantastic, and the raw footage was given to us free.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
so we put all that together, and I've edited that and made that into the videos that you can see on our website.
Yeah, we watched the video. It looked great and it sounded fantastic.
It does look really, really good. I was really pleased.
Yeah.
But the actual TV show, I'm doubtful it's going to happen. So I've not contacted them for a while to see what's happening, but it should have been fall of last year, and it's not happened.
Yeah, the channel hasn't
I
relaunched.
don't think. Yeah,
it,
the
so-
channel doesn't exist, so the media companies kind of stopped all their production on it now and moved on to something else. So
Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah.
that's
It was a fun day though.
oh, it was
Oh,
great.
yeah, I bet it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, super.
It was
Except
great.
for Carlos, who was terrified for the whole thing.
Yes,
Oh.
I still had fun though. I still had fun, but I was terrified. You know,
Nervous,
can't be
nervous about the
I've,
cameras?
I've never
or-
seen you less animated.
except maybe now.
Intimidated.
I made a mistake in not giving him enough drink.
Okay.
I really should have made sure he had plenty to drink.
yeah, yeah.
Now I was so nervous as well that I don't think I would have, even if I would have drank a few, I don't think it would have really made me more comfortable. It was just way too, I don't know, it was way too out there, you know, too strange and unusual for
It's
something, I think, right?
it's not the kind of gig we're used to, you know. Where
But that's why it was so fantastic. I think it was just so, I think, I don't know, so above our level, I felt at that time, personally.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's why it was really good, I think, because we were only together for, what, a year or two, maybe?
Really?
The other bands, it's like Dave said, the other bands were something else in a few cases that they were really, really good. Really good.
Yeah.
So did the TV show seek you out, or did you audition for the show?
it was, I can't remember where I saw it, but it was definitely on Facebook. Just scrolling through my feed,
Group
something
somewhere,
on.
wasn't it?
Yeah, it was one of the Calgary
Calgary music groups. I
music
think.
groups.
Right.
Just put a little ad there,
Mhm.
an email address, and I just sent it off and sent all our clips that we had so far at that point, and all our songs and the EP and stuff like that. And they just got back to me and said, "Yeah, we'd really like to have you." And I remember telling you, and it was
Yeah,
kind of like-
I remember. I was like, I was in the room next door, and he came running over here, going, "Oh my god!" Oh,
and she was going, "What have you done?"
oh. What? We have to be on TV. What? What have you done?
That's amazing.
Cool.
That's fantastic. That's so
It was
good.
great.
Yeah, I bet it was. I bet it was.
The video game as well. That was another kind of Facebook contact. So I think they're in Winnipeg, and it's a virtual reality video game,
Right.
and they put calls out for loads of unsigned artists, basically, because to keep their costs down, they want it's a rhythm-based VR game, a bit like a game called Beat Saber. The difference with this one, Beat Saber, you basically have a lightsaber that you hit parts of the music with. This is called Groove Gunner, and it's a shooting. Basically, you shoot the targets. You've got
Love
shooting
those
and
games.
shield, I
Yeah,
think.
love it. Love it.
They're playing.
So
now.
they took our song and Searching for Freedom's on there.
Uh-huh.
We haven't seen anything yet. I think there's one video of them doing a play test with it, but that's all.
Right.
But we
Is
will.
it out?
They don't quite know, but
All right. When it comes out, Carlos has to get it.
yeah, Carlos is the only one that has VR, so we have to.
The technology of the VR somewhere, yes.
Is that
Yeah,
the
yeah.
things that you put over your eyes? The
Yeah,
VR thing?
yeah,
yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And you've
I've-
got things in your hands as well.
Yeah. Aye, I've played one of those. It was like a fighting game where you like go into a bar and you fight people. Oh yeah. Yeah.
That's the one.
That's awesome. That's really really.
It's definitely not on, obviously, yes.
So yeah, we're very excited about that. But we will get a free pass for the game,
Nice.
obviously, and we'll all go around to Carlos's and have some beers and play that. I think
Yeah, definitely.
it's it looks pretty good, this game, because I mean we're going to be a part of the default soundtrack,
Right.
but you can add your own songs from your own collection to it, and other people can program up the beats for that. So
Wow.
hopefully the community will grow and lots of other songs will get in there. But
Like Rocksmith.
yeah, kind of like Rocksmith. Yeah.
Yeah, because there's lots of bands that I know that are trying to get into like video game soundtracks and film and TV shows and stuff, but, like synchronization licensing and stuff, and it's really quite difficult. So for you guys, for being such a young band to be in video games and TV shows, that's fantastic.
Well, video games that haven't released
Yeah.
and TV shows that probably won't come out. But
Yeah. We're not getting paid for either.
yeah,
so.
we're not getting any money for any of it. But yeah,
whatever.
it's better than nothing. It's fun.
Exactly.
It's all
I
fun.
just like the music's out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, the main thing, my main focus at this stage is just to get people to hear it. That's all we really want, is just to people to hear the songs, because we're really proud of them. We've worked really hard on them.
So let's talk about your songs. Let's talk about so you released an EP, Cold Dark Garden, in 2018. You released a
Cold Dark Night.
Cold Dark Night, sorry. You released a single, "Fighting for You," in 2019, and you've got a new single coming out on the 8th of May.
Yeah.
Right, awesome. So tell us. So let's tell us about the EP. How did that come about? Where did you record it? That sort of thing.
So, I mean, the whole doing original songs came from just before a rehearsal, Kerry wanting to play some of her original songs to us so that, just hear what they were like. Mm-hmm. And I think she played Boomtown Blues and Fort Mac Anthem. Mm-hmm. And we were like, no, these are really, really good. So I can't remember if we did it that night or she came into our house and we did it, but we recorded them acoustically. Uh-huh. And then I kind of took them and made little, additions to them to try and make them sound like a band song. And then once we kind of all agreed on that, we rehearsed them, got them up to gig level, and then we started the recording process. So that recording process did start we had a rehearsal space in Banff. We've now got one in Canmore, but I started recording the drums in there, and then me and Carlos did the guitars in there, I think. And I brought all that back home. And when you did the bass from here, I think you did for that one, didn't you? And then Kerry came and we stuck this microphone in my closet upstairs in front of all the clothes, and recorded her into that.
Nice.
And that was basically it. It's a full-on home recording. There's really not very much, no professional studio time at all in that.
So you engineered it. So you recorded it and engineered it yourself. Is that right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I did everything.
Talented man right there.
Well, yeah, it's as anybody is. There's a lot of, I can be self-critical and I still listen back and go, oh God, that's too loud, or that bit needs 5 kilohertz dip or something. But you'll never stop. And one of the things I've learned mixing, and I've been trying to mix now for 25 years, that you have to stop sometime and just compromise. There's no point. You have to make the mixing process fast. Mm-hmm. Because if it's not fast, it goes on forever. So you need to mix quickly and move on.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was more or less the process with that, and it's a full-on home recording, and I'm very pleased with it.
That's great. That's fantastic. So Kerry, tell us about your influences when you brought these the songs to the band, like your influences on writing these songs. Like who did you take inspiration from?
Well, a lot of these songs have been written over the course of probably like 8 or 9 years. There's songs that I've been playing in solo shows and been working with for a long time. Usually I write a song when there's like some type of, I don't know, event in life or something like that, I guess, or maybe just like I focus on a thought or a theme and then I try and build it around that. Mm-hmm. I mean, musical experiences, I've always loved sort of that like retro sound, like Amy Winehouse has that sort of older sound with like new, interesting, fun lyrics. I don't know. It just kind of, I don't know. Sometimes they like take on a life of themselves. Sometimes there's like one little line that I'll just keep repeating through my head, and then somehow I'll just like build a song out of it. Yeah. I don't really know where it comes.
Yeah, just it seems like a very natural sort of process that you have.
Yeah. And I mean, it's funny because sometimes you'll sit and you'll be like, okay, I'm going to write a song today. And then nothing comes out. And all of a sudden something, just like I said, some type of a melody or just a couple of lyrics just kind of somehow come to me and play over and over. And then I just kind of build it off that.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Now, tell us about your single, Fighting for You in 2019. Is that self-recorded as well and self-written?
Yeah. The only difference with that one is we recorded it in Canmore instead of Banff. Right. We just lost our rehearsal space, so we just moved. But that was that. I'm really proud of the mix on that one. Mm-hmm. That was, and I actually love the way that one come together as well. We for the first time, Kerry played a song, and we didn't do the process I was explaining before, where I would record Kerry, take it away, wrap the layers around it, and then bring it to everyone and rehearse it. The night she played that to us, we just all kind of sat around and jammed along, and that was the first time we'd done that. And what we ended up with is not too far away from the way the song is now in terms of what everyone played.
Yeah.
it's very, very close. I think also the guitar parts that he came up with on the spot are very, very similar to how we recorded it. My drumming's more or less the same. Your bass isn't far away, is it? So I mean, that was really, really wonderful. That was something that we need to try and do more of, because I think it worked really, really well, and it came together really, really well. And in terms of the vibe of the sound of the record as well, I was mixing it for ages, and it sounded too modern and it sounded too crisp. And then I listened to some mixes of some old Motown records and got some inspiration from that, and just changed the sound of the drums and made them much more old school.
Right.
And as soon as I did that, it really, really worked, and everything seemed to come together. The drums just seemed to tighten up, and everything just really fitted the vibe of that song so well. I'm really, really proud of.
And we have Jeff on it as well.
Oh yeah, and then we have Jeff from. There's a band called the Deep Dark Woods.
Right. Okay.
The Juno-nominated band, and he lives in Canmore as well, and he's always sharking to try and get some work to play on people's songs. So I asked him to put an organ part on that, and he's got a Hammond B3. And he's a producer as well, so I just trusted him to go off and record it, and he sent me these amazing organ parts that I comped together and it made the song. It was the difference now is quite incredible, because I accidentally opened up an old mix that didn't have Jeff on it, and I was like, this just sounds so empty. It's just lacking, just lacking all that punch that Jeff had done. So I'm really, really pleased with the part that he added to that.
That's fantastic. How did you meet Jeff?
At the
Probably in
bar.
the bar.
Just meet everyone at the bar.
He works at one of the bars downtown, Tavern 1883. So we just met him around town, as you do with the musicians.
It's a pretty tight musical community in Canmore. Most people know each other, and most people support each other as well. It's a very supportive community. One of the many things I love about living in this town. So Jeff's just one of those people that cropped up on the scene from just wandering around and meeting people. Yeah,
fantastic. Have you ever been to the Grizzly House in Banff?
I've not, actually. We keep walking past. I'm not saying anything, but it's
please go. Honestly,
really?
It is unbelievable. So I've the first 2 weeks I was here, my girlfriend's from Calgary. She took me right to the Grizzly House.
Okay.
Unbelievable. So
he hasn't stopped talking about it since.
Every single day I talk about it.
Yeah.
I've never been. Carol, she must have been.
Which one, sorry?
The Grizzly House in Banff.
Oh, the Grizzly House. Yes, I went 4 ages ago. And I like the fact that you can tell who went. Also, I remember I was doing a shift at my job, and I've got 2 customers, and they came to the store, obviously, and I could tell right away, and I asked them, obviously, have you been to the Grizzly House? It's got that smell that it just stay on people forever.
Yeah.
It's like Subway.
If I ever meet you in person, I'd be like, yes, it's still there.
They have every type of meat imaginable. They have I'm not joking. Bison, crocodile, ostrich. Aye, exactly. Yeah. Oh my god. The crazy thing is as well, they have telephones on every table, and it used to be what are they called? Not like a bar. Yeah, it's not like a strippers bar or like a
Swingers bar.
Yes, swingers bar. That's it, a swingers bar. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and what they used to do is they used to phone like the tables and stuff. You used to phone the table. If you liked someone, you just phone the table, and then whatever. And our waiter, when we were there, was like was
I like you or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Our waiter was winding us up. And he was like, honestly, these don't work anymore. Like, we've cut the cord. Like, they don't work anymore. And my girlfriend went to the bathroom, and then of course our phone rang. I picked it up. The guy was like, I like your white shirt. I was like, oh my god, is that
really?
I'm serious. Honestly, I was like looking around. I could not see anyone, on the phone. It was pretty creepy. But oh my god, the food there is incredible.
Well, it's been on my list. I must try it out.
Yeah, we just never got around to it. Have we?
No, it's not done. No.
It always looks so busy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You need to book a table a year in advance.
It's not.
We'll do a band thing when
Honestly,
Good idea.
When this is all over.
I'm up for that. Yeah.
Excellent idea.
On the patio. We definitely have to eat on the patio, yes.
definitely cheese fondue all the way.
Yeah.
He'll talk about fondue all day. Before we wrap up, you're doing some music videos that you're going to be releasing. Tell us about those and where people can find you online, and then we'll wrap up with another one of your songs.
Cool. So many people are doing. We've not actually been in contact now for the last 7 weeks, but we do have. We've still got this rehearsal space, which is confined, and we can go there. And me and Wendy, are obviously, married, so we can. So we've been going down there, recording the drum and bass parts.
Yeah, it's not the best fun when you're the drummer and the bassist.
No. So many
It's
of
a
our
little tedious.
so many of our
Bass
friends are just
solo!
like so many of our friends are like live streaming.
And that's it.
Nobody wants to see that.
No. But so many of our friends are like live streaming acoustic singer-songwriters. They're just going for it and they're streaming and recording and stuff. And we're like, man, this is really frustrating because, it's frustrating that we're not getting paid anymore, but it's also frustrating that we're not able to get anybody to hear anything. So we went down there. It was our birthdays a couple of weeks ago. And I think before that, we'd done some as well. We recorded some bass and drums along to some scratch tracks and along the original tracks. And then sent those off to Kerry and Carlos and got them to record their parts and video that as well. And we've improved things from the first one. It's like we've got a little bit better and got some better sound working out now. And just piecing it all together. And it's really interesting because some of them are coming across really, really well. Some of them sound fantastic, better than I expected. But it's great, but we really do miss playing together. That's the one thing that's really frustrating us more than anything right now is just getting together and actually jamming out in the same room.
Well, we've done one new cover that we've not actually physically played together.
Yeah.
It's just all been done online, which is quite cool.
Yeah, so it's a cover of Miley Cyrus and Mark Ronson's "Nothing Breaks Like a Heart."
Yeah,
when you put a horse's head on for that.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you? It was just hanging around in the jam room. It's been there for ages. I'm like, it smelled bad.
Of course.
Bad.
Of course.
Oh,
You
I
just
can
like to
only
stuck it in your head.
For the love of the
But
music.
yeah, that's I'm really, really pleased with that one because we've never played it before. It's like we've got a list of covers that we want to do, and that was on there. And then we just thought, let's try it. We're not rehearsing. We want to be learning new songs, so let's try this. And we put it together and pieced all the bits together, and it came out really, really better than I expected. Really, really.
It's
came out
It's
all
very
right.
strange to see. It's very strange to see the final result before the actual practice.
Yeah.
It's really the first time for me as well. But I thought, and I saw the song and I was like, wow, it sounds actually really, really good.
Yeah.
And
You do a good
it's
cover
funny
about it.
we actually never played it together, which is very, I don't know, it's just fantastic. Seriously,
Yeah.
I just love it.
Yeah. No, it sounded great. It sounded great and looked great. The horse's head was
Oh, that
spot
made
on.
it.
Yeah, it did. It made it. It made it.
That was fun.
It's fair to say there wasn't a tremendously strong level of sobriety made in the making of that. It was
That was on your birthday.
It was my birthday, wasn't it? Yeah. So,
Yeah.
Oh.
so there may have been some imbibing going on before that.
Definitely.
Definitely. So before we go, let people know where they can find you on social media, where they can find your EPs and your new single as well that's coming out.
Right. Yeah. So a new single coming out next Friday. It's called Train Hopper. It's quite an old song, but it didn't make it to the first EP. It just didn't make the cut. We needed to get that EP out, and we didn't have time to record it. So we've been playing it for a good couple of years. It features a horn section from Wendy's old trumpet teacher in the UK, a guy called Matt Burke, who's fantastic.
Wow.
And he added this. The song, I mean, Kerry can correct me on this because she wrote it, but the song to me had this kind of whole Western frontier feel about a woman as a fugitive on the run. I probably got the tone completely wrong there, but that's what I felt. And then Matt kind of added this.
Decided to write a song about a bank robber. Like no other reason behind it.
So then Matt came along and he added this kind of, I know it's almost a Mexican or Tex-Mex kind of horn section.
I want to go to Magpie and Stump now.
Okay. And I don't know that so the whole thing with the horn section worked really, really well. And I'm really enjoying collaborating with people that we don't actually play with. You know, this is the second time now we've got somebody else to add something to a song that we've already got going, and that really works really, really well. So that's out next Friday.
Great.
Friday, May 8th, and that'll be on Spotify and all other streaming platforms.
Can't wait to hear it.
You can find us on Facebook. I'm gonna have to try and remember all these different names now because every single one's different.
Northern Quarter
Dash Band
on Facebook, I think.
Not the word dash, the hyphen.
Just hyphen.
Northern Quarter hyphen.
They get
band. On Instagram, where Kerry can remember this stuff. I can't remember. What's Instagram?
Do you spiel?
Instagram, Northern Quarter Canada.
Northern Quarter
Yes,
Canada.
Northern Quarter Canada.
Mm-hmm.
And
There's an Irish wedding band with the same name.
Oh, really? Oh.
It's odd they call themselves Northern Quarter in Canada, but
well, there's a venue in Victoria on Vancouver Island, also called Northern Quarter. So I don't know if they've got. Yeah.
You need to fight for that name, man.
I know it's a struggle. Well, it's an area of Manchester. That's kind of where the name came from.
Okay.
That's where you first played, really, isn't
it? My first gig with it was in the Northern Quarter of Manchester.
A long time ago.
Many years ago. No, we'll not say how many years. And also it's kind of like, we kind of thought the North, the Great White North, in that we're from the northwest of England, so we've always, so there's this kind of all this connection. The quarter, because there's 4 of us. I know that's 1 over 4, but
yeah.
Yeah.
It's better than most of the other names we had.
Oh yes, yeah, we'll not go through those.
Oh jeez. So it's Facebook, Instagram. Are you on Twitter? Are you on YouTube?
Twitter, yeah. I think Twitter's. There's no vowels in the Twitter name, so it's something like Northern Quarter.
Northern Quarter. Sounds very Irish.
But I guess if you search Twitter for Northern Quarter Canada, you'll find us there.
Amazing.
And I think that's it. Yep, I've exercised all the socials there.
Instagram?
Yeah, Instagram.
You've done Instagram.
Northern Quarter Canada.
Northern Quarter Canada.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
fantastic. Well, thank you so much, guys. Thank you for being on. We really do appreciate it.
Oh, thank you. No, that's great.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Really enjoyed it.
Have a good rest of your day. We'll finish up with one of your songs here as well.
Great. Cheers, guys.
Amazing.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Have a good one.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
See you.
Red sandstone and foul.
Thank you for tuning in to Calgary Basement Sessions.
If you like the content, don't forget to like and subscribe. That really helps us out.
And please follow us on social media on Facebook and Instagram at YYC Basement Sessions.